Hey guys, I keep getting the question from a lot of my friends and like just other people I play with that how I'm farming so fast and how I'm always top souls at the end of the game. So I'm going to show a couple of random games from my match history and then we will do a VOD review of a game I did earlier today. So this game was a 15-minute game. I had 18k, top damage, top healing. This guy ended up rage quitting, so the game just ended fast. Another example, 44k where everyone else on my team is like low 30s, everyone on the enemy's team is like high 20s, and I'm at 44. I have top damage, top OBJ damage, and top healing. Again, I'm 58k, and everyone else is around 30k on my team. Everyone on the enemy team is low 30s. Top damage by a huge margin. This guy has 7,000. That's crazy. I have 70,000. And here's another one. I'm at 75k. People on my team are like around 40k besides this one guy. He did really good too. Everyone on the enemy team is like 30, 40-ish. Anyway, you get the idea. But I wanted to do a VOD review on a game that I did earlier today. So I'm going to show how I'm always top souls in most of my games. And if I'm not the very top, I'm always really close to the top. In this game, I have actually a pretty bad lane phase, and we have a pretty bad start. You really want to keep track of the clock. So I'm a little bit late on this cap, but this cap spawns at 2 minutes and has a 4-minute spawn timer when it dies. And also, the golden statues and boxes and things like that spawn at the 3-minute mark. You really want to grab those as soon as you possibly can without giving up lane minions. I wasn't able to for 50 seconds to get over there, but eventually I got over there and grabbed it. That way I know that that's going to be spawning. And I'm trying to get as much denies and make sure we're not missing the last hits. That's really, really important. The only reason we're ahead right now, I know it's not a lot, is because of these small little differences. So you can see it's been a pretty slow start to the game. I'm about 4.8 and my opponents in this lane are 4 and 4.4. So we're up, not a lot, but that gap is just from denying. And they actually got their tier 2 camp right here on the side and their tier 1 camp. So they have an extra camp on top of me and they're still lower net worth. Part of the reason why I wanted to show this game specifically is because I mess up right here and he cubes so he doesn't take any damage on the swap and I end up getting killed, I think. But I wanted to show that even if you have a bad start and like kind of feeding, you can still pass everyone up. But also, I'm keeping an eye on the clock and I'm waiting for the 8-minute mark. Right at the 8-minute mark, currently, which this can change, it has already changed multiple times since I started playing this game. Currently, at 8 minutes, the lane minions no longer duplicate souls for both players. They're worth 100 each. 2 people are there, each person gets 50. If 1 person's there, they get 100. However, if you deny, you get the full 100. So I feel like denies at this point are worth even more than they used to be because you're not stealing 40%, you're stealing 100%. Obviously, any kills you can pick up help a lot, but you can't guarantee that you're going to get kills all the time. The one thing that you can guarantee is that you're going to farm efficiently. So I want to take a quick assessment. The entire jungle's up, basically. They've been pressuring this Guardian a lot. We've been kind of getting some on theirs, but we're pretty even in lane. We're slightly down at the 8-minute mark. But I'm going to start focusing on rotating to help my other lanes and also grabbing things on the way to a place. If I'm going to move to yellow, I'm going to grab these camps in between green and yellow. I'm still making sure that we're not just giving up the Guardian and also we're not losing lane minions. However, even though the whole point of this video is to show how you can get a lot of souls, it's good to remember that it is a team game and your team taking souls and instead of you is not a bad thing. The worst is if nobody gets the soul. You want somebody to get the souls. So if you see someone on your team running up to clear a wave, there's not a ton of benefit in you running up to the same wave and splitting the minions because the minion's only going to be worth 100 instead of both of you guys getting 50. He can get the full 100 and you can just get something else. I wanted to show this part. A lot of characters have good ways to kill the ancient. These give a ton. Killing this camp is worth about 1,000 for your team and also gets it on cooldown, gets it respawning. Depending on your character, Bebop or McGinnis or whatever, I would actually say it's worth coming over here and ulting this right when it spawns and just wasting your ult on it, but you get $1,000, it's worth it. Also, these boxes everywhere, they give you buffs and souls if you break the statues and boxes. It's worth grabbing them as you go past. They spawn pretty quick, and you'll be surprised at how much buffs end up stacking up. You get enough, like 8% ammo, you get it 5 times. That's 40% ammo, that's a pretty decent amount. So I'm just grabbing the other ancient camp, making sure it just is on cooldown. And the reason why I'm not grabbing center ancient is because you can see the lash on my team is grabbing him at the same time. And like I said, I don't want to just split with my team. However, if no one on my team was going for those, I probably would go for those first because getting the contested camps off the map, like the side ancients and the center ancients, is good so that your opponents don't take them instead of your team. As long as your team's getting them, that's good. You don't want your team to get rich. But even right now, you can see I have 13k. The highest on the enemy team is 12k. The average is like 11k, maybe 10k because the Dynamo's doing pretty bad. But I had a really bad lane phase. I died. We didn't get a lot done. You can just catch up jungling. You can catch up by being smart with your positioning and rotating. And I'm rotating yellow because I can see there's a potential fight going out. You still want to be useful to your team, and since you have a lot of money, you can show up and kind of surprise the enemy and how strong you really are. I got hooked by my Bebop there, which is fine. I did so much damage, I don't think the Mirage was expecting that kind of a burst because I just have an extra $3,000 on top of him. So I'm grabbing these again, and I kind of want us to push this walker down, but we're just going to grab this and then push down lane. Depending on your character, you can kill camps super quick. I just killed that camp in like 2 seconds. It's worth spending 2 seconds to kill the camp, especially if you're taking an enemy camp, because you're making so that it's not on the map for the opponents to take, and you're just getting money. You want to be always thinking about getting more money. So take every camp. The only reason I'm taking this camp again, these camps on the side right here and here aren't as valuable because they're kind of far out of the way, but the walker was already dead. I'm already right here, and I can take a camp from the enemy side, then I'll just herp and grab it. It takes me like 2 seconds to grab. I can see my team's about to turn in the urn, and from what we can see on the map, then we can tell that it's pretty clear, and no one's asking for help, and there's no reason for me to run over there and watch him turn in. I'm just going to grab all the camps that are right next to me, and since I know the timer because I'm the one that killed these camps, I'm grabbing them right when they spawn. So I grab that camp, I grab this camp, and this camp just barely spawned, and I'm going to herp and grab it again. So what I'm doing is I'm just keeping it dead, so I'm maxing out the amount of souls that our team is getting. And yes, it's me getting them, but that's good. And I'm still going to push out the wave. Anytime there's a wave, I push it out. And right here, I switch lanes to purple because I see that there's a kind of a big wave over there, and it's going to push because they're stacked up. So I want to make sure it doesn't push, plus I want to make sure someone on our team gets the money for these minions, and they don't just die to our minions. Kind of skipping through the game a little because it does get a little repetitive just killing jungle camps and killing waves and, you know, going into fights. But as you can see, by this point, we got a couple picks. We're taking mid boss. Our team is up by a pretty significant amount, but I am up a lot. Like, my team's average is like 34k. I'm at 47k. The enemy's team average is like 27k, maybe 30k, maybe 30k. So I'm 20,000 up of average, basically. And I'm really strong. My burst is insane. Any person I can kill 1v1, and in fights, especially with this character, this character's poke is really good, so we end up just pushing through with the Rejuvenator. We got another pick on the Grey Talent, and it's time to end the game. The reason I committed hard for that is because this guy's the only person on our team that's not doing bad. It's 45k. Dynamo ult is up. We're just playing spread, so the Dynamo ult can't get anything done, and we're killing the shrines, and if they let us, we're going to end the game. Getting another kill, pretty much guarantees the game ending, getting that kill right there. But that's another lesson to be learned. If you can end the game, then just end the game. There's too many games that people are ahead and they don't take advantage. So I want to show the end score for this game. I'm 50k, and everyone else is like 40, 30, 20, 30, you know, you get the idea.